Hello friends, welcome to another Magic Monday. Today we're looking at a deck called Heaven's Gate. I'll explain that in a second. And it's with the commander Ojer Taq, Deepest Foundation, a 6 mana cost, 6/6 Vigilant Legendary God. If one or more creature tokens would be created under your control, 3 times that many are created instead. And when he dies, return it tapped and transformed as a land, which we can then transform back into Ojer Taq. The title is about the Heaven's Gate cult, which was a thing that I have very vividly burned into my memories when Marshall Applewhite led his cult into a suicide pact to hop onto the Hale-Bopp comet as it went by. Why do we call it that? Well, because it's a cult and it gains a lot of members, and this one is all about creature token generation. So you've got a whole bunch of essentially cloned creatures that are all just appearing, and I don't know. It was a title I went with because this deck reminds me a little bit of a cult. So the average mana cost is 2.9. It is a mono white deck. The other reason I put this out here, this video out here, is that I do rag on mono white decks a lot, particularly Heliod ones. So I wanted to make one to showcase that I'm not biased against mono white decks. I just don't like Heliod decks because it's just so boring. Anyway, 21 creatures. Soldier is the most dominant with 7. We have 1 instant, 5 sorceries, 14 artifacts, 16 enchantments, 4 planeswalkers, and 40 lands. And what we have is a whole bunch of stuff to generate tokens, such as Hazda Marshall, which, when this and at least 2 other creatures attack, create a 1/1 soldier token with lifelink. Or Legion's Landing, which can make vampire tokens. Or Speaker of the Heavens, which can make angel tokens. Or Usher of the Fallen, which can make warrior tokens. Citizen's Crowbar even makes citizens tokens. Clarion Spirit makes spirit tokens. Griffin Airy makes griffin tokens. Horn of Valhalla makes soldier tokens. Infested Fleshcutter makes might tokens. All sorts of stuff like that. This guy's nice in here because when he enters the battlefield, you can sacrifice a token. When you do, exile target creature an opponent controls until the Shire Sheriff leaves the battlefield. That's kind of fun. Ossification's in here because it's stupid powerful for 2 mana. Swallow Hole's in here for some removal as well. And Paladin class is here specifically for that level 2 ability where creatures you control get +1/1. We also have a Johnny's Welcome so that we gain a ton of life as we make these tokens. Scroll down a little bit here. The Hive will make more might tokens. Sunset Revelry is fun. If an opponent has more life than you, gain 4 life. If they have more creatures than you, create 2 1/1 white human creature tokens. And if they have more cards in hand than you, draw a card. Similarly is the card... I don't remember what it's called. Timely Reinforcements. If you have less life than an opponent, gain 6 life. If you have fewer creatures, create 3 1/1 white soldier creature tokens. So if my commander is out and they have more creatures, I am making 9 soldier tokens for 3 mana. Where were we here? This is just to get another land and to make some artifact wall tokens. Mana Rock, Mana Rock, Mana Rock. Adeline will make tokens that are tapped and attacking whenever I attack. And it doesn't have to be with this card, which is nice. Bajriket can make creature tokens and put 1/1 counters on them when you get that ultimate out. Or you could do the -2, create that many 1/1 white soldier tokens, so you'd make 3 times that many. Charge of the Mites can make some might tokens or be a good creature removal card because it can deal damage equal to the number of creatures you control to target creature or planeswalker. Glorious Anthem to get those +1/1s, also in the Trenches to get that +1/1. Halo Fountain is nice. Pay 1 white, untap a tapped creature you control to create a citizen token. Or pay 5 white, tap it, and untap 15 tapped creatures you control to win the game. Actually, a very reasonable thing to have happen in this deck with this commander. Monastery Mentor will make some white monk tokens. And it's cool art. I don't know. I threw them in here. Why not? Resplendent Angel. she'll make some angel tokens. Rosy Cotton. Whenever you create a token, put a 1/1 counter on target creature you control other than Rosie. Amazing in this deck. It's stupid good. Skyclave Apparition is just a nice removal card. Teo the Shield Mage will make those white wall tokens, but also gives you hexproof while he's out, which is cool. Restoration, get a land, discard a permanent card of men of value 2 or less and play it for free, basically. And then when it actually transforms, it's a 3/4 vigilant creature that will make 3 spirit creature tokens whenever it attacks or blocks. So that's nice to just keep building up the army. Wedding Announcement will make some human tokens, and then will turn into the creatures you control get +1/1. So for those of you keeping score at home, we have multiple ways, in fact 4 so far, 4 ways of giving +1/1 to all of our creatures. So we've got Wedding Announcement, we've got In the Trenches, we've got Glorious Anthem, and we have the Paladin class up here. So we can get our creatures pretty big if we get a couple of those out. Heraldic Banner will be a mana rock, but all of our white creatures will also get +1 attack. Oketra's Monument will make warrior creature tokens with vigilance, which is nice. A couple more mana rocks. A Johnny Planeswalker, gain life equal to the number of creatures you control, which it could get really stupid. Attended Healer, whenever you gain life for the first time, create a cat creature token. Commanding Presence gets +2/2 and first strike, and whenever this creature deals combat damage to a player, creates human soldier token. Hellish Norn, now we're getting into the good stuff. Whenever a source an opponent controls deals damage to you or a permanent you control, including all of our little 1/1 weenie tokens that we're throwing at them, that source's controller loses 2 life unless they pay 1. And then we could sacrifice to transform. But honestly, usually there's no need for that. Now that second part of the saga, creatures you control get +1 and gain double strike until end of turn, is pretty neat. But I don't like that last one because it's going to kill all of our stuff. So basically, Hellish Norn, this version, is here specifically to be a creature. Falconer Adept will make some bird tokens whenever she attacks. Faramir, at the beginning of your end step, if a creature died under your control this turn, draw a card, and that's it. Like, the rest of that doesn't matter because we don't have any Tempting of the Ring in this, really. We just have that Faramir for some draw power. Felidar Retreat, pretty much, I mean, yes, we can make the Cat Beast tokens, but putting a 1/1 counter on each creature you control, and they gain vigilance until end of turn, that is nice. Lead and War Leader will make some cat tokens. This one is fun. As long as it's your turn, creature tokens you control get +1/0 and have first strike. Extra bonus. And of course we put in Mondrak. If you would create 1 or more tokens, create twice that many instead. So we get both these guys out and it's crazy town. Morel will make some soldier tokens. This one will make some angel tokens. This one is a bit of a complicated card, but ultimately it'll make some gnome soldier tokens with power and toughness equal to the number of artifacts and creatures you control. Cool. Nyx Lotus for some mana. Divine Visitation. If 1 or more creature tokens would be created under your control, that many 4/4 white angel tokens with flying and vigilance are created instead. This is a game-ending card. Elspeth Resplendent. Basically for that ultimate, create 5 3/3 white angel creature tokens. Ultimately, you want to have your commander out when you trigger that, so you're making 15 3/3 white angel creature tokens. Stupid. God Eternal Oketra will make some zombie warrior tokens. Virtue of Loyalty can create a white knight token and also have the enchantment of, at the beginning of your end step, put a 1/1 counter on each creature you control and untap them. This card is stupid broken. Wormcoil Engine is fun, and you actually want it to die so that you can make 3 of each of these worms, 3 with lifelink and 3 with death touch. And finally, White Sun's Twilight, so we could board wipe and then make 5 or more might creature tokens. Because you're never going to board wipe and keep your commander from dying, so it's not like you're going to make 15 of them, but it's good to have a board wipe that'll immediately repopulate on your side of the board, especially with how many ways we have of pumping those 1/1s up. In terms of lands, we have 38 plains, Memorial to Glory, which we can sacrifice to make some soldier tokens if need be, and Castle Ardenvale, which every turn we can make a white human creature token. So that's the deck. It's quite fun to play. It's really very, very basic, and the idea is just to token swarm our opponent. So with that, all of that being said, blah, 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 I can speak. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoy this video. If you do, please leave a little like, you know, that thumb-shaped thing, kind of like that, sort of, like that. It's like a thumbs up. We could pretend. Leave a comment. Let me know what card you would remove from this deck and what you'd put in its place, and don't say Heliod. And yeah, feel free to check out some of my other videos. There's content every single day. My goal for this year is to really grow this channel, so if there's stuff that you like, please consider subscribing, because as I said, there's new stuff every single day. And it's not all magic. Maybe you like magic, but you also are getting into 7 Days to Die. Or you like classic retro RPGs. I'm doing a bunch of those. So yeah, consider that. And as always, please be kind to yourselves and each other. Let's get to some games.